this new video where we're going to be talking about thought management 101. So all about this video is we're going to look deeper into the mind. So of course, many of us will perceive the mind as this, of course, as the human brain, but as we all know, that the mind itself actually originates right here in the human heart. That's the gateway to where all thought, to where all emotion, to where your spark of everything that you know yourself to be originates. It does not come from here. The whole idea of the brain is that the brain itself can function as a storage device. It functions in regards to neural inputs. It works together in regards to its state of expansion to help facilitate a lot of the unlocking of the capabilities of the human body, of our capabilities altogether. But everything in regards to the idea of thought, in regards to our emotions, in regards to the essence of what we truly are, exists together within the heart space, within what the heart is. So together is really where everything is generated in regards to what really represents our essence, our spirit, our soul, all comes from here. And that there's these patterns of information being dispersed through the heart, coming into our field, that truly creates our mentality. So everything that we think that then becomes action, that then takes itself into place, that moves itself into that particular form of procedure, of a process, all originates from the idea of the mentality, of the essence of ourselves. So what is it that really drives this whole idea of to think? What is it to think? When we're saying that, here I go, I have this thought. What is it that triggers that particular thought? When we have that, when we have a thought that we want to make more money, when we have a thought that we want to get a better job, we want to have a career, when we have a thought that we want to have a partner. So we have partner, we have career, we have finance, desire to travel, etc. All of these different thoughts, what is their origin? Where is their origination in regards to that? Again, it starts here. It starts in the true mentality of what a human being is to allow these thoughts to be what they are. They're all part of experience. They're all generated in regards to how we fathom reality. That when you have a newborn baby, the newborn baby right that instant isn't going to be thinking about a car or being a CEO or having a bank account. What is it that baby is going to be thinking? What is it that baby is going to be experiencing? Babies themselves usually like to look at their fingers. They're fascinated by that. They're fascinated by their environment. They're fascinated in regards to what they know, what they're experiencing altogether. And so our thought management that comes in regards to partnership and relationship, career, finance, desire to travel, going on vacation, getting that big promotion, etc., is all part in the generation of experience. It's societal programming. That's the whole idea. To have a thought is to literally have a byproduct in regards to the experiences that you're encountering. So the thought itself is not the end-all be-all relating to what we are, relating to how we enact ourselves throughout society. It's simply a byproduct in regards to experience. We're all part of a process, that we're all existing within this, you could say, generated collective thought. But everything that represents, us living in an apartment building or having a big office, having a beautiful plateau, having a beautiful condo, etc., all of that is all generated manifestation, created through the idea of thought. And so we're existing through the creation of a thought, but our own thoughts are the byproduct in regards to everything that is generated through that program. So that's one particular idea of looking at the generation of thought. It can only come through that which you experience, through physical reality, that which is reality. Everything that generates experience itself clusters together thought. So, comparing ourselves to something like the animals, or to nature. So if we look at the animals, do the animals have thought? Do the plants have thought? So animals have thought, do plants have thoughts? Your tree outside the backyard, does it have thoughts? No, they don't have thoughts at all, because they have a different type of relationship relating to all of nature upon the planet. They are symbiotic. They speak as one voice. They enact as one voice. They receive and are programmed based upon the cycle of the collective consciousness. That's the whole idea in regards to animals, in regards to plants, in regards to the elements. The elements themselves are more of a lesser density. But the elements really represent the mainframe of planet Earth in regards to its caretaking, so it enacts a lot differently in regards to the plant and animal kingdom, much differently to the human kingdom. So again, if we're comparing ourselves to the animals, it is a whole different story, because the animals themselves are truly without the type of ego that we understand. Their ego together is nowhere to what we would know, but it holds, again, a symbiotic. If you were to put it into one particular word, or two particular words rather, it would be symbiotic ego. That's the whole idea. It does not represent the idea of self, or desire, or motivation, or passion. It holds none of those elements at all. It holds the idea of service, of balance. You're not going to have a lion try and lawyer up and sue you if you're on his property. If you're in his territory, he's not going to say, oh, I'm going to get on my phone, I'm going to call the lawyer, I'm going to sue you, but good. So, it's not about the whole feeling that their particular form of ego represents ourselves. So the ego that we understand in regards to self does not exist in regards to these type of relationships. So let's look a little bit more into the idea of thought management. That as the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom holds no basis for a self-thought. How do we define that in regards to how a thought can serve us? So again, much in regards to the standard thought that we think each day comprises a relationship. Okay, so here's the thought right here. And this forms a relationship. Well, this relates to work. This relates to personal life. And it keeps going, etc., etc., etc. The food you want to eat, what you're having cravings for, the urges in your body, sexual drive, etc. They're all part of these impulses that we're getting in regards to the program. This is the idea of, having the subconscious coming through and feeling that we're attempting to fulfill the nature of an id. The id has these, never-ending attempts of satisfaction to move us into the point of where the thoughts seem to be controlling us. And this is what often comes through the atypical mind, is that we feel that the thoughts are driving us to get a really good job. The thoughts are driving us to expand our personal relationship, to answer desires, to answer urges. That's the whole process in regards to the thoughts. So how is it that we're able to distinguish ourselves to where we're not owning ourselves to the point of feeling that thoughts are in charge? Because thoughts are never in charge. They're just an impulse. They're an impulse that is created through the programming of reality. So, how are we able to manage those thoughts? That the thoughts therefore serve us, and that we are not serving them. Alright? So this can be a bit of a challenge. This is where you're looking at the thoughts and understanding that even a desire itself holds the idea of a thought. The desire that I want to lose weight. Okay? Or make more money. Okay? These all hold the particular desires, and so the outline that you're basically creating is a thought group that is basing itself in regards to the conditioning of more thoughts. And so that's not the answer. The whole idea is that, as through many of the videos I've talked about before, attaining a state of neutrality in regards to something. So it's basically just being an observation. It's not feeling that the direction of an action came from the process of a thought, but is coming through the observation of neutrality. So you're not looking at feeling that you're going to organize yourself and saying, okay, I need to lose weight, and this is the system that I need to follow. I need to make money, and this is the system I need to follow. Because again, it's just holding a desire that will then create a group, that will then create subgroups, based upon actions and consequences of how a thought is obtained, and what particular thought processes are based upon this regime of a group to attempt you in, managing yourself. But that's not management. This is only based upon doctrine. And so you're moving into a state of observation. You don't really have a desired plan. So the whole idea of feeling that if there is a transformation that you want to make within your life, let that be a direction. Not in regards to a desire. Because a desire only has a certain type of route. So when you're looking at desire, you're looking at one particular route. It's got to go a traditional pattern. That pattern needs to stay together to a very strict schedule. The direction itself is being created through the infinite. So you're basically creating the directional pattern that relates to a subject or theme that holds an infinite amount of possibilities on how it can be constructed and how it can come about. Now again, thoughts themselves are not the enemy by any means. It's on the contrary that as you explore the idea of direction, you're moving more into pure thought. Because the goal here for thought management is to have thought purity. It's not to abide in regards to a faith, to a religion, to a business concept, to a tradition, to a cliche. As long as you live within the idea of a cliche, or a tradition, or a faith, your thoughts will always end up in distortion. And you will end up in distortion. Because you're not allowing yourself to be authentic. You're not allowing yourself to be who you really want to be. Now, there's nothing wrong with pursuing a path in regards to improving your finances, or feeling that you want to alter your plans in regards to your health. That's all admirable, and that's very commendable, to where you can move in that direction. But the direction itself holds the infinity contained within the theme. Why is it that there is a particular theme? That if we're looking to generate finances, why is it that we feel that we have to hold the tradition in regards to the typical way of how one can generate finances? Generating a marketing plan, networking, etc., etc. and doing it very, very specifically. Who is it that created this? It was another person who felt that he was a really good expert, or she was a really good expert, and I'm adopting her belief systems or his belief systems to see if that works for me. I go ahead and I do that, and it doesn't work at all, because I'm adopting a frequency. I'm adopting a cliche. I'm adopting a tradition. I'm adopting a faith. I'm not letting myself develop this theme contained within the infinite that serves me. What's my own flavor? It's kind of like looking on, the TV, and we're seeing all these superheroes, and we want to be that superhero that flies in and saves the day and saves the woman and gets the public attention, etc., etc. So many of us want to be that type of superhero, but that's not who we are. We're ourselves. We're not throwing on a red cape and blue tights and thinking that that's it, we're the superhero, because that's what we want to be. That's an aspiration. We're not giving ourselves an original idea here. We're creating the concept based upon preconceived ideas. So whenever you're looking at preconceived notions, anything that's preconceived, pre-organized, again, you're following a template. Now again, there's no consequence in regards to starting off with a template, so you can become familiar with the theme. If you feel that at first that a theme that you want to play with holds a template, by all means go ahead and try that template out and see exactly where it directs you, and kind of observe exactly the limitations that it places upon itself. If I look at a really, what I think is going to be a really well-structured marketing plan, or a really structured dietary plan, regime, so to speak, and it helps a little bit, but there's still certain things that I feel are lacking. And then basically what you're doing is you're creating an authenticity of adaptation. And so all of those ideas comprise a whole new generated response, a whole new generated idea. Because now you're moving into the thought management where authenticity is coming through. You're playing with flow. You're letting the flow of the universe. You're playing with the flow of the matrix. And now the matrix is giving you all this information that's helping you generate a really authentic idea. When a person just gets that immediate inception, that beautiful creation that comes through your mind, that nobody has ever done before, never thought of that. That is your moment of pure thought. That is your moment of just this pure inception coming through, and then you just start diagramming everything. You start writing it down in a journal, you start creating an action plan, etc., because it's something that's so monumental and so new and so absolutely prestige. It excites you to the unlimited potential that it has. That's a pure thought, and that's what you're looking for. So again, templates relating to the idea of the traditional thought patterns that comes through us can again function as a stepping stone. It's not saying here that it can't. But again, if you're constantly having a romanticism and a loyalty in which many of the distorted thought forms through preconceived notion, through all those feelings of something that has been done before, through many of these premises that have already been tested and may serve some but does not serve you, you're not looking into the authenticity of yourself. So it's about being completely pure, to being as authentic as you possibly can, relating to whatever situation you want to manifest, whatever direction you're creating. So that's the thought. This is where thought itself is not wrong, it's not a curse to have in anything, because everything in regards to reality is polarized. Some people can think of the best ideas that a thought has given, and some people can think of the worst ideas that a thought has been given. But as long as you're remaining into an authenticity, you're showing your divine spark, your genuine spark. And this is what truly defines you. Not by attempting to mimic something in a form of identical nature that was conceived by somebody else. Because this is the only way of how you're moving more so into a distortion. Because distortion itself is always going to comprise of thoughts that really don't serve you. And it's only going to continue to build up and build up and build up. And you're constantly attempting to run this template to death that you know is not your own, and you're struggling and you're fighting with yourself. Why doesn't this system work? Why doesn't this marketing plan work? Why doesn't this dietary plan work? Why? And of course, there's the clutter of thoughts, and the thoughts start taking you over, and they start feeling control. Then you have the urges, then you have the sensations, the desires, the feelings of failure, etc. All of those thoughts are now going to be generated, and then you're going to be feeling the pressure. Like, oh my God, where did I turn wrong? I mean, I tried this system, it looked really good, I paid all this money for it, I hired this personal trainer, etc., and it's not working. What's going on here? And the thoughts begin to dominate you. So it's when you are the one in control, when you're the one here that holds the pure guidance, and you're generating the idea of the direction that leads to pure thought, then you're the one who is the overseer. The thought is working alongside with you. It has been generated by you. You're the one that brought that thought into existence. That's the whole idea of when you are literally creating your own reality. You're creating the thought response. You're allowing perception to guide you into the experience of generating an impulse, of generating that pure thought, to truly be authentic. So that's something we can just look at for right now in regards to Thought Management 101, and there will be some more series within these videos coming down the line, but hopefully this makes sense in regards to this video. Should you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, info@consciousmatrix.com, new website, consciousmatrix.com, that is officially on board now, and areyourselfempowered.com is now officially migrating to that. So please feel free to check us out, www.consciousmatrix.com, and drop me an email should you have any questions relating to this. But thank you very much for watching. All the best to you. Take care. Namaste.